The next few days were a blur for Claire, a whirlwind of thoughts, confusion, and quiet prayers. She kept hearing the word Samuel echo in her mind, as though someone was calling her from a distant past. But who? And why? She was desperate for answers, yet the only direction she felt guided to was to trust. Claire's fingers typed on the keyboard faster than her mind could follow. She searched every article, every book, every social media post that might lead her to this mysterious Samuel. There was nothing, no public figure named Samuel that fit the description of what she was looking for. But then, something stopped her. A name. A match from a small, obscure church event listed in an old local newspaper from 2 years ago. Samuel Matthews, a volunteer at a charity event for at-risk youth. Claire couldn't shake the feeling that she was on the edge of something important. With no other leads, she decided to take a step of faith. She texted the number that had sent her the cryptic message. "Who are you? I need answers." A soft ping as the response comes through. "Meet me tomorrow, 10 a.m., corner of 5th and Oak. Trust me, it's time." The message was short, simple, but Claire knew she had to go. It was the only lead she had. The next morning, Claire stood at the corner of 5th and Oak, a slight chill in the air, her eyes scanning the crowd. A man walked past, and for a split second, their eyes met. He was tall, with dark hair, and a quiet intensity that seemed familiar, though Claire was sure they'd never met. And then he spoke. The man, Samuel Matthews, smiled as he stood before her, his voice low and steady.
"Claire Bennett, I've been waiting for you."
She froze. His voice had a calmness that made her uneasy. There was something about him, something undeniable.
"Uncertain. How do you know my name?"
Calmly. "I've known about you for years, your words, your books, your teachings. God has had a plan for you all along."
Claire took a deep breath. He wasn't a stranger, not really. He had been there in the background of her life, watching her grow. But why?
"And what's all this about? The letter? The text? What do you want from me?"
"I'm not here to ask anything of you, Claire. I'm here to help you fulfill your purpose."
There was something profound in his words, but Claire's mind raced. What could this man, this stranger, want with her? And why now?
"I know you've been struggling with the direction of your life. You've been searching for something, someone, and I'm here to tell you the time has come for you to step into your calling."
Claire spent the rest of the evening turning over his words in her mind. She couldn't shake the feeling that something was shifting. But was it in her control? Was she ready to follow this unknown path? And then, another surprise. A second letter, this one sealed with a red wax emblem, the same handwriting as the first. It read, "The time is now. Trust your heart. Trust the words you've been given. I will be waiting when you are ready." Samuel's message was clear. Trust. But trusting in the unknown, in a man she'd just met, was not easy. Was this truly God's plan? Or was she being led down a dangerous path? Softly, Claire's prayer that night was simple. "Lord, show me the way. Let your will be done." And in that moment she felt peace. Not an answer, not yet, but peace. The journey had begun, and Claire didn't know where it would take her. But she knew one thing for sure. This story was far from over. Here's episode 3 of Love in Every Word, building more suspense and delving deeper into Claire's emotional journey as the mystery around Samuel continues to unfold. The days that followed Claire's meeting with Samuel felt like a blur. Her life, which had once been predictable and safe, was now filled with uncertainty. Her every move seemed to be guided by forces she couldn't understand, and despite the confusion, a part of her, a small, quiet part, was beginning to believe that something bigger was at work. Claire's steps were slow, deliberate, as if she were trying to figure out where her feet were supposed to go. Her phone buzzed in her pocket, interrupting her thoughts. A message from Samuel. Meet me at the old bookstore tomorrow, 10 a.m. I'll explain everything. The old bookstore. Claire had walked past it hundreds of times. A dusty, forgotten place in the heart of the city, tucked away in a narrow alley. Why now? Why this place? The moment she stepped inside, the musty scent of old paper and ink filled her nostrils. The walls were lined with books, hundreds, thousands of them, stacked haphazardly, as if they held the secrets of the universe. And in the back, near the dim light, stood Samuel, waiting.
You came. I knew you would.
There was something different about him today. He seemed more urgent, more focused. But Claire didn't have the words to ask what had changed.
Samuel, I don't understand. Why this bookstore? Why me?
Every book here has a story, Claire, and every story has a message. You've been writing your story for years, but now you're ready to understand the message behind it. You've always had the words, but they've been waiting for the right time to come together.
Claire's mind was spinning. Was he talking about her books, her teaching? Or was this something far deeper, something that transcended the words she wrote?
Pauses, then speaks slowly. There's a reason God brought us together, Claire. There's a reason you received those letters. And I'm here to guide you, to help you understand what comes next.
Claire nodded, though uncertainty still lingered. She wanted to believe him. Part of her did. But there was a voice in the back of her mind, a whisper, telling her to be cautious.
Hesitantly. And what exactly do you want me to do?
Looking directly at her. I want you to trust yourself. Trust what God has been telling you all along. You have a gift, Claire. A gift of words that can change lives. But you've been holding back. Now is the time to step forward.
Claire's eyes moved to the book in Samuel's hands. He flipped it open to a page, and with a slow, deliberate motion, he slid it across the table to her. The words on the page were simple, yet profound.
Voice soft, almost reverent. The words of the wise are like deep waters. Wisdom flows from the fountain of insight.
It was a verse from Proverbs, a verse she had read countless times, but today, it felt like a message just for her.
In awe. I don't know what to say. This is all so overwhelming.
Calmly, you don't need to say anything right now. Just listen. Listen to the words you've been given and trust that they will lead you to the next step.
That night, Claire sat alone in her apartment, the soft hum of the city in the distance. She had been given so much, so many signs, so many moments of clarity. Yet she still couldn't find the words. It was as if a block had formed in her mind, preventing her from writing. She felt lost, unsure. The quiet was oppressive. The pressure to do something weighed on her, but the words wouldn't come. She put down her pen and closed her eyes, breathing deeply.
Whispering to herself, God, I don't know what I'm supposed to do, but I trust you.
And then it happened. A whisper in the silence. Not a voice, not a sound, but a knowing, a warmth that filled her chest.
Opening her eyes, the realization dawning. The words are in me, aren't they? I just have to let them flow.
Softly, for the first time, Claire understood. It wasn't about the pressure. It wasn't about forcing the words into existence. It was about trusting the process, trusting God to bring them to the surface when the time was right. The following week, Claire met Samuel again, this time in a quiet cafe. She walked in with purpose, her heart at peace. The fear, the confusion had faded. And when she sat down across from Samuel, she felt a new clarity in her heart.
I'm ready.
Smiling. I knew you would be.
And so the journey continued. The words would come, and Claire was finally ready to speak.